Ilia Topuria is shooting for the stars again, but this time, even his own fans are wondering if he's lost touch with reality. The Spanish-Georgian sensation, now a two-division UFC champion, recently made a bold proclamation: he wants to fight Islam Makhachev at the White House. In an interview with journalist Giorgi Kokiashvili, El Matador claimed, "I want to fight Islam Makhachev at the White House. It would be one of the biggest fights in UFC history." As if that wasn't ambitious enough, he had previously doubled down on X, writing, "Who wants to bet with me that I'm the main event at the White House?" The event, teased by Dana White as the greatest fight card ever assembled, is reportedly being planned for June 2026, marking both America's 250th anniversary and President Donald Trump's 80th birthday. But there's one small problem: none of it is official. And that hasn't stopped fans or rivals from taking shots at Topuria's lofty dreams. Among those quick to fire back was none other than Paddy Pimblett. In a cheeky Instagram post, Pimblett shared a photo of himself shrugging inside the cage. Captioned, "Paddy, why hasn't lotion bottle boy light skin tone signed the contract yet?" The emoji combo, a bottle of lotion, and a boy were a sharp callback to their infamous 2022 altercation at the UFC London Fighter Hotel, when Pimblett threw a bottle of hand sanitizer at Topuria after a heated exchange, calling him hand sanitizer boy. 3 years later, the baddie hasn't forgotten. But there's more beneath the smirk. Topuria's quest for a third belt, while audacious, has left many questioning his priorities. He's only defended his featherweight title once and hasn't fought since knocking out Charles Oliveira in June. Meanwhile, Islam Makhachev, the man he's calling out, has already moved up to welterweight for a massive clash against Jack Della Maddalena at UFC 322, after defending his lightweight title 4 times. And while Topuria aims sky high, Paddy Pimblett stands in limbo. Currently ranked 6, the Liverpool native has no fight booked at the time of writing. A rare pause for a man who's been one of the UFC's biggest draws since his debut. Earlier, rumors swirled of a potential bout with Justin Gaethje, but those talks fizzled after Gaethje made it clear he only wanted a title shot next. Yet, in true the baddie fashion, he refuses to stay silent. His jab at Topuria might seem playful, but it hits a nerve. After all, both men have unfinished business. Their rivalry has been brewing since 2022, from that chaotic hotel skirmish to verbal barbs during the UFC 282 press conference. Every post, every tease, keeps him within striking distance of the biggest fight of his career. Yet, according to the Diamond, this might not be the right time to let that rivalry explode inside the octagon. Dustin Poirier has never been one to mince words. And retirement hasn't changed that. Fresh off hanging up the gloves after a valiant effort against Max Holloway at UFC 318, the Diamond is now turning his sharp fight IQ toward the next chapter of the lightweight division. And when it comes to Ilia Topuria versus Paddy Pimblett, Poirier isn't exactly jumping on the hype train. With Topuria unbeaten at 17-0 and holding the lightweight crown, the UFC's new Paramount era in 2026 seems poised for something massive. A grudge match with Pimblett would sell. No question. Their rivalry has simmered for years and could headline the promotion's first US broadcast event under the new deal. Yet Poirier, speaking to MMA Junkie, stated, "Gaethje should get the title shot. He, Topuria, is such a precise striker. And he's so good. Gaethje puts himself in harm's way. It would be a horrible matchup for Gaethje if he lunges in and gets sniped by one of those clean shots. But also, it could be a tough fight for Topuria." According to Poirier, Pimblett's name value isn't enough to justify skipping the line. He continued, "Respect to Paddy and what he's done. I don't think a win over Michael Chandler, on the skid Chandler is on and the way his fights have been going, deserves a title shot right away. I know he's exciting and people are talking about him, but I would like to see him fight one more top 5 guy. One more tough test. And then we can talk title fights for him. I think it's a little bit rushed for Paddy. If we're talking about him and Ilia. As such, Dustin Poirier's words serve as a sobering counterpoint to the chaos. A reminder that hype alone can't replace hard-earned credentials. And coming from a man who's fought the best of multiple generations, that sentiment carries weight. Still, the fire between the Paddy and El Matador burns too brightly to be ignored. Their rivalry is personal, layered, and tailor-made for the spotlight. Whether it unfolds next year or 2 fights from now, it feels inevitable. The question now is, will Paddy Pimblett take the long road or keep trying to skip straight to the throne? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.